Hi there. So in this video we're going to talk about the domain and range from a graph. And so we'll start off with domain, which is all the x values incorporated in our graph, and later move on to the range, which is the extent of our lowest to highest y values. So in the domain we have to look for our smallest x value to our largest x value. So since our x values run along the x-axis, which is here with t from side to side, we're going to look for our furthest most left point. So in this case here, our furthest most left point is -4. There's nothing left of that, so that means that our smallest value here will be -4. And for our largest x value, we'll look here all the way to the farthest point to the right, and this is 8. So 8 is as far as we go in our domain. So our domain is -4 less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 8. Now let's look at the range. This means we're looking for the lowest and highest points. So the lowest point on the graph here is again at this dot at y equals -5. Don't know what I'm doing there. So -5. And then our highest point, which is our greatest y value, is 8 here. And so our range is -5 is less than or equal to h of t, which is less than or equal to 8. Now let's look at a second example. If we're looking for the domain again, now we're going to look again for the smallest and largest x values. So our smallest x value will be the point furthest to the left. And so the point furthest to our left is here at this dot, x equals -9. So we have -9 is our smallest value. And then now we'll look for the largest value, which is the point farthest to the right, and we'll look here at x equals 7. So x equals 7. And so that means our domain is -9 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 7. Now let's look at the range, which is again the bottommost point to the highest point on the graph. And that doesn't necessarily, although most of the time it usually will be this dot, here we see that there's a point lower than that, and that's -6. So this is the point lowest on the graph. So this is our smallest y value. So -6 is here. And now we'll look for the highest point on the graph. So we'll look for our largest y value. And this is our point. There's nothing above this, so this corresponds with y equals 4. So we'll write 4 there. And so that means our range is from -6 is less than or equal to f of x, which is less than or equal to 4.